You sat in a Home Affairs queue for 4 hours just to be told to come back tomorrow. Or you've driven around the same pothole for 2 years straight, and there does not seem to be any light at the end of that pothole tunnel. You've watched a politician give a speech about serving the people from a car you could not afford with 10 years of your salary. And somewhere in all of that, the question has started forming. Is this system actually working for us? In 2024, fewer than 6 in 10 registered South Africans voted. Among people aged 20 to 29, the number was closer to 3 in 10. And before you call that apathy, the Institute for Security Studies says it is something else. Disillusionment. They believe in democracy. They just no longer believe it is being run by people who do. This is a different problem altogether. South Africa's democracy was born from one of the most extraordinary struggles in human history. People died for the right to vote. People were imprisoned for decades. People organized underground, across borders, using false names and coded messages, funding armed resistance from exile, because the alternative was a system that said they were less than human. When 1994 came, the world called it a miracle. 20 million people voted for the first time. The line outside the polling station was the line between what was and what could be. Now, fast forward 30 years later, the Corruption Perceptions Index gives South Africa 41 out of 100. That would pass as a pass with our current education system. But a passing grade, a standard passing grade, is 50. We are failing the very same systems we dismantled apartheid to access. A year ago, KwaZulu-Natal Police Commissioner, Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi, Commissioner Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi stood at a press briefing in Durban and said what had been whispered for years. He accused the then Minister of Police, Senzo Mchunu, of interfering directly in ongoing criminal investigations. The fallout triggered the Madlanga Commission, a judicial inquiry into criminality, political interference, and corruption within the criminal justice system itself. A year on, 13 police officers face criminal charges. The National Commissioner is among them. 2 senior SAPS members dismissed. The commission deadline extended to November 2026 because there is still more to uncover. The criminal justice system is investigating itself. The institution built to hold everyone accountable is the one being held to account. One perspective worth sitting with. The leaders who built the liberation movement did so by breaking the law. They had to. The apartheid state was the law. Oliver Tambo ran the ANC from exile through covert networks, false identities, and unofficial channels for decades. The armed struggle required operating outside every rule the state imposed, because the state itself was the problem. These were principled people forced into illegal methods by an unjust system, and some of those methods were never formally unlearned. The networks built for survival became the networks of governance. The habit of operating outside the rules did not disappear when the power arrived. It just found new things to take. The purpose of naming it is to understand it well enough to expect something different from what comes next. What comes next is you. The youth turnout data does not say young South Africans have abandoned their country. It says they have abandoned government as a primary mechanism for improving it. Done right, that is the beginning of something more durable. Your Stokvel does not need a budget vote to function. Your community garden does not need municipal approval to feed the people. Your mentorship of the kid in the street does not require a government program to count. The most resilient communities in this country have always built around the state, not through it. Vote. But vote because the alternative is handing your power to someone else's interest. But do not stop there. Build the world in your street, your block, your family, that holds government to a higher standard than the one it currently sets for itself. The generation that fought for democracy held power to account with their bodies. The tool available to you is your daily choices. What you build, how you build it, and who you build it around. Make those count before you even get to the ballot. What is one thing that you are building in your own world that does not wait for the government's permission? Let's talk about it. That is it from me. Please subscribe to the Daily Development Dose, and you will be hearing from me again tomorrow. Sayonara!